In the last 3 videos, I went over some predictions for the 6th Man of the Year, Most Improved Player, and Defensive Player of the Year awards. I suggest you go watch those, but if you haven't, it's okay, as they aren't necessary to watch this video. Like last time, and the time before that, and the time before that, you know what award we're going to discuss today. For the sake of the video though, I'm going to show me spinning the award wheel. Also, a little side note before the video actually starts, I'm recording this on the Wednesday after opening night. I really tried to get all of the videos out before the 21st of October, but midterm week really did me in. Fortunately, that's all over now and I'm back to the grind. Hopefully I'll get these videos out in a more timely manner next year. You know, I thought MVP would end up being last, but now we got MVP second to last. Let's do it. The MVP is the most sacred award in basketball. A single NBA MVP trophy essentially cements your spot in the Basketball Hall of Fame. The abbreviation MVP is short for Most Valuable Player, and I think that's a good baseline to start at. Instead of the trophy being simply the best player or the most outstanding player, most valuable adds a bit of nuance to how you decide who should win the award. The term value not only takes into consideration individual statistics, but team success, impact, and whether you like it or not, narrative. So personally, I'm not the biggest fan of when someone says the best player in the league should win MVP or the best player on the best team should win MVP, because that's so boring. It's not fun at all, and it takes all the nuance out of selecting the winner for the award. I'm not saying it doesn't matter at all, because being the best player on the best team certainly is a large contributing factor, but if you really wanted the best player in the NBA to win the MVP every year, then you'd have to be okay with LeBron winning almost every MVP of the 2010s. You'd have to be okay with Jokic winning like the last 5 MVPs as well. Anyways, that's pretty much all I had to say about the award itself, so let's get into the predictions. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the reigning MVP of the NBA, so it's only natural to talk about him first. Shai is likely going to be the best player on the best team once again, which already makes him a front runner. Shai is one of, if not the most efficient scorer in the world, and assuming health is on the Thunder's side this season, I can definitely see a future come May or June where SGA is our 2026 MVP. The Thunder won 68 games, 5 shy of tying the record set by Golden State in 2016, in spite of missing guys like Ihart and Chet Holmgren for a large part of the season. It feels like good health in today's NBA is more of a pipe dream than something that's actually attainable, but assuming good health, if the Thunder crack 70 wins, or better yet 74 wins, I see no way Shai doesn't come home with the MVP trophy at the end of the season. Now, Shai did win last season, and that may make it a little harder for him to receive votes. He finished second in 2024 and won last year, so for all we know, they could be tired of voting for him. I don't know where the award voters stand in terms of Shai fatigue, but either way, as long as the Thunder have another great season like they did, Shai's case is strong because we know he's going to do what he needs to do individually. Nikola Jokic is already a 3-time MVP winner. This puts an immediate handicap on his chances of winning MVP. Now, in the GM survey, Jokic was actually chosen to win the MVP this year, with Luka coming in second. Don't worry, we'll get to him. Jokic is in a great position. In my opinion, I think his team is the only team that can really rival the Thunder in the West. He was also voted as the player that forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments, so it seems respect for him around the league is at an all-time high. I don't know if the voters will be so willing to give him the MVP for the 4th time though. I believe Jokic fatigue is a real thing. I think that's part of the reason that Shai won MVP in 2025. And that's not to say that Shai wasn't deserving of the award, but Jokic literally averaged a triple-double. I mean, to average a triple-double and not win is crazy. However, the Thunder did almost win 70 games last year, and Shai did lead the league in scoring, and he showed he was deserving of it in the playoffs. So, all the power to him. But I do wonder if Jokic wasn't coming off of his 3rd MVP, would SGA have run off with the award like he did? Anyways, I think the MVP is a 2-man race this year, just like it was last year. Sorry, Giannis fans. Speaking of Giannis, he's going to be a candidate like he was last year. He's just going to be in 3rd place once again. And that's not a knock to Giannis, but his team just kind of blows. They're not all bad, like they can definitely make the playoffs, but that's not much considering the conference they play in. Giannis is undoubtedly a top 3 player in the world, and whether you consider him to be 1, 2, or 3, I respect it. But his team is not good enough to help him win MVP over the 2 frontrunners who play for straight up championship contenders. Luka Doncic is coming off of a bit of a down year. He was hurt for a large portion of the year. He got traded out of nowhere, missed out on a ton of money because of it, and got upset in round 1 of the playoffs. He also didn't shoot it particularly well and got exposed on defense pretty often. Anyways, this is going to be his first full season as a Laker, and he's poised to have a great showing after shedding some weight in the offseason. He's just gonna have to bring the Lakers to like a top 3 seed in the West. And can he do it? I don't know. Probably not. The Lakers kind of suck. Luka actually just dropped 43 and the Lakers still lost. But LeBron isn't back yet either, so we have yet to see this Lakers team at full force. Their roster on paper just doesn't look that good to me though. Losing these meaningful games without LeBron is only going to make them slide further and further in the standings. And that'll only hurt Luka's chances more and more. Anthony Edwards is coming out with a full-length album. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I just found out before recording this video. He's releasing it with Culture Jam. It's the people that Kawhi released his album with. Anyway, a lot of people think Ant can make the jump next season. Last season, he made a three-point leap so great that he ended up leading the league in three-pointers made. However, his biggest weakness was a lack of a go-to shot and a middle game. Thus, he worked out on his mid-range all offseason. Or so he says. We'll just have to see how the season plays out, but I think if he leads the Wolves to an impressive season and improves like how his believers think he will, the sky's the limit for Ant, and he could definitely win. Donovan Mitchell is the best player on what's likely to be the best team in the East this upcoming season, and that's really his case. The best player on like a 60-win 1 seed. That player is always going to be an MVP candidate 9 times out of 10. He finished 5th place last year, and honestly, that sounds about right for him. He's an elite scorer and a top 10 to 15 player in the league, depending on how big of a fan you are of Donovan Mitchell. But he just doesn't really scream MVP. The MVP is a player that you can at least put in contention for best player in the league. And that's just not Donovan Mitchell. The Cavs would honestly have to win like 75 games, and Mitchell would have to average 30 in order for him to win it. And I don't think any of us see that happening. And that's no disrespect to Donovan Mitchell. I love the guy, been a fan since his rookie year, in which he was robbed of Rookie of the Year, but I digress. Put simply, Donovan Mitchell, great player. I don't see it happening though. Now it's time for a little speed round. This is guys that I didn't have too much to say about, but I definitely respect them and I think they can receive some votes. Cade Cunningham honestly does have a real shot. It depends on how good the Pistons are, but I don't think it's his time yet. Cade's going to win an MVP at some point in his career though. Wemby is going to be, at the very least, a top 10 player this season. It's all just a matter of health and how good the Spurs can actually be. I don't know if the roster is there yet to aid him in his case for MVP though. We're gonna get to see our full season of him and Fox though, so maybe they can do it. If the Spurs are a top seed in the West though, I can definitely see it happening. But I also can see a scenario in which voters don't give it to him. It's not his time yet, he's going to win so many in the future, etc. Brunson is going to be really good again this season, but I don't think he's going to be an MVP candidate. Can earn some points though. The same goes for James Harden or Kawhi, depending on who plays more. Tatum and Hallie would be mentioned if it wasn't for them being hurt, and Sengun or KD can earn some votes as well. It just depends on who does better for the Rockets. But it's time for me to give my final predictions, I guess. And I think that the 2026 NBA MVP will be Gilgeous-Alexander. As I said earlier, it's really a two-man race this year. I was originally leaning more towards Jokic, but I honestly think the Thunder are going to end up having a better regular season, and honestly that's what ended up pushing me more towards Shai. This is also after watching him absolutely dismantle my Rockets in crunch time of the season opener, so maybe a little bit of recency bias as well. He's also just so cool. But yeah, let me know what you think. Who do you think is going to win MVP? Who's going to be runner-up? Who's going to be 3rd place? I'd love to hear what you have to say. I respond to almost every comment, so let me know in the comments. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more of this, you should subscribe. This is the kind of content I make. My song, What She Need, is out now. I'll play that for y'all at the end of the video like I always do. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Such a put it sit on. Pretty girl just wanna lean